Okay, I wasn't gonna do no more lives, but here we go, sweet ones. How y'all doing? These energies right now from this new moon is going to be separating even more so on the physical plane of existence the two timelines, if you will, or the two-dimensional frequencies, if you will. Now, sweet ones, this is really bringing up, for many, they're coming into experiences and circumstances where many are feeling the need to call people out. And it's really helpful to understand there is no demons, sweet ones. We have moved into a harmonic frequency that does not support it. It does not support any of those distorted lower frequencies. And that is what is being exposed right now. And divine love has no opinion, it has no reaction, it has no judgment, and every opinion is a judgment, sweethearts. And how you doing, Sherry, Barat, Rachel, Julie? I love you guys. Big, big hugs and blessings. And right now, to sit here and mudsling each other, we don't need to go into those frequencies, sweet ones. If you're running across experiences, people that have been your friends, people that have been in your circles, people that have been in your groups that seem to be spiraling, or you've come into a new frequency and you feel that their energy is distorted, it doesn't mean they're demons. Everyone that crosses our path is an aspect of ourselves that we have had to integrate back in. Every experience is for our benefit and for our highest good. Regardless if the mind wants to label them demonic, dark, light, whatever it may be, sweethearts. In these frequencies that we've come into, we're going through a separation and a convergence, if you will. That which is this lifetime, liken it to this. This lifetime, you're literally experiencing every lifetime in this lifetime. So you could neutralize and harmonize and 0 point all your miscreations. Sweet ones, we're from the future. We have come back to witness our spiritual childhood, to neutralize and harmonize every single one of our miscreations. So to sit there and say that so-and-so is of the dark, that this person is demonic, yada, 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 that's showing us a space within ourselves. Showing you a space within yourself. Now, if you no longer resonate with somebody's energy, their vibration, what they post, this, that, and the other, move on. Let it go. Thank them, be grateful for the experience, and thank them and move on. There's no sense in sitting there putting out more negative energy and feeding more negative energy to the very frequencies that you say you want to leave behind. Now, just like an experience I had with a gal earlier. You know, she comes at me in my messenger. And it's like, that's your ego. No, it's not it's like, if it wasn't your ego, you wouldn't have come at me. I don't care about your opinion, sweetheart. It matters to me in no way, shape, or form. It's like it has no effect on my life in any way, shape, or form. Well, she didn't like that, but that's all right. Not my problem. And that may sound very uncompassionate, but it's not. At this space, at this frequency we're at, in every breath, we have a choice on what we're going to entertain, what we're going to feed and focus our energies on. But sweethearts, demons only exist within yourself. The only darkness that exists is the darkness in your heart. And that's what all the walls are. That's what all the binds are. That's what all the chains are. Because you chained your heart into darkness. And as long as you have walls up, as long as you have chains around your heart, and you're not giving love, you're not extending love, you have extinguished the light in your heart. Love is the mother. Light is the father. And the only way to the Father or to the light is through love, through your heart. And to invest your energy into focusing on that which is fallen away or separating, that can no longer sustain itself in the new harmonic frequencies that we have gone into, let it fall away. Yes, people are exposing themselves. Yes, you've moved into a frequency to where those that were playing the role of a so-called dark energy for you, again, it's for your benefit. But the only demons and the only darkness that exists is in your hearts. And if you're having an experience outside of you that is seemingly dark or demonic, again, they're just showing you an aspect of yourself. Now, there is many that do not resonate, and that's okay, with the fact that perception is yours and yours alone. But if you go through any of the ancient texts, the Emerald Tablets of Thoth, any of the very ancient teachings that has not been distorted, they all say the same thing. It's all a matter of perception, and your perception changes with every level of frequency you rise to. Divine love, again, sweet ones, is absolute peace. The only absolute truth is peace. And 2018 is a year of mastering your mastery. So every experience that is coming into your awareness right now is literally an opportunity to see if you can master your mastery of peace. So each one of us, whether you want to label us light, whether you want to label us dark, whether you want to label us as demons or anything else, the dark and the light exist within each of us. And the journey has been about accepting it, not running from it, not sitting there and falling into the frequencies and playing that game. And right now, these energies there's 7.8 billion souls that walk this earth right now. Less than 1 billion have chosen to awaken. And those that have moved into, that have ascended with the planet, because she has ascended. Those that have ascended with the planet, 7 billion of them did not ascend with the planet. Therefore, the higher in frequency you rise yourself to, the more your physical vessel comes into as it releases the carbon-based density to match the new harmonic frequency that this planet has come into. There's going to be 7 billion souls that fall away, that are of the lower frequencies, and that's okay. And unless you can allow that to be okay for you, you're going to end up finding yourself spiraling right back in there. It does not matter how light you consider yourself. Right now, Spirit is asking each and every one of us to master our mastery of peace. So, if you are having experiences and they're coming into your awareness and your frequency is revealing to you that they are in a lower distorted frequency, or that your transparency that you have moved into is now revealing to you that which you hadn't seen before in these experiences. Again, it's showing you something within yourself. It's giving you an opportunity to say, I'm grateful for the experience, but I no longer need you in my reality. I'm grateful for the experience. I don't need this experience anymore. Move on. So to sit there and start calling people out that they're dark, that they're demons, that they're this or they're, you're falling right back into those lower frequencies. You are allowing yourself, for lack of a better way of putting it, to not master your own mastery. There's no opinion that matters. And as long as you are focusing on the past, or you are waiting for something to occur in the future, because everything has already occurred. Earth has been in a grace period for 5 years. That grace period's over. The separation of worlds that has been taking place since the Earth went through the sun into the Andromeda galaxy at the winter solstice. We've all been talking about it. We've all been posting about it. We've all been saying there's a separation of worlds going on. And this is what that separation of worlds is. So, honor the fact that these that have chosen not to awaken, they're still aspects of you. They're still fragments of you. And whether that wants to be embraced by any of us, well, that's an individual choice. But there is going to be many that fall away. There is going to be many that have been in your spiritual communities that are going to spiral. There are many that are in your spiritual groups, in your spiritual communities, that have been faking it, that could not fake it till they made it. And that is what is being exposed. That is what is being shown to you. Not to react, not to sit there and get into a war of dark and light. Calling people out, well, this isn't love. Well, that's not love. They're demons. They're this, they're that. That's not what we do, sweet ones. The light is unconditional. Love is unconditional. Just because you don't resonate with them doesn't mean that they're wrong, doesn't mean that they're demonic. Let it go. Be the pillar of light that we are, sweet ones. And of course, I can't tell you what to do. I'm just encouraging you. And I said I wasn't going to do any more live videos, but I have been bombarded all day long asking if I would, because what is going on? What is going on? What is going on? That's what's going on. We're in a separation of dimensional frequencies. We've been in it since the winter solstice, December 21st. The only difference is now it's manifesting on the physical plane of existence. It's manifesting on the physical plane of existence in full throttle right now. Before, many of us could sense it, yes. Many of us could see it where many could not. But the more that are awakening right now, the more that are raising their frequency to a higher frequency, they're releasing the carbon-based density in their vessels. And that's what we're all doing. You're not taking your flesh with you, sweet ones. You are fully in the process of charging the light body. And the more you charge the light body, the higher in frequency you go, because the more carbon-based density within your vessel you are releasing, the more people will fall away from you. The more will be exposed. But we're a pillar of lights, sweethearts. We're pillars of peace. We're not here to give into, to call out, to argue with, to engage in, or anything else. We're here to be pillars of peace. And when these experiences come up, accept it for what it is. Something that you no longer resonate with, something that you no longer want to engage in, something that you no longer want in your new earth experience. Be grateful for it. Extend your gratitude. Bless them and move on. Nobody needs to warn anybody else about what's coming on, because a warning, Spirit don't work in warnings, sweet ones. Spirit don't work in urgency. Spirit works in peace and calm. And the only way you will understand, whatever label you need to give it, is in the present moment now. You're not waiting on anything, sweet ones. You're not waiting, well, maybe you are, but in the ascension aspect, in the awakening aspect of things, everything has already occurred. And it, in the physical plane of existence, is morphing to show that which has already occurred. So, you're coming into this weekend, and this weekend, with these new moon energies, this weekend is whenever we get into, go through a gateway, go through many energies, new energies, we take in a whole lot of light-encoded filaments. And when we take those light-encoded filaments in, you're in a space of bliss, of peace, of happiness, of joy, yada, yada, yada. But after you integrate those light-encoded filaments in, sweethearts, then comes the purging and the release. So now, we're going into the weekend, and you're going to find your blissfulness is going to go away a little bit, and here comes the purging of some more carbon-based density. And how you react to that carbon-based density that is going to be released and coming up to be released is going to show you and give you opportunity on how to master your mastery. Now, you can either master that mastery in peace, or you can react and you can spiral. But right now, sweet ones, you sit there and you entertain these dark energies. Let me restate that. Clear, cancel, and delete that, please. Thank you. Let me restate that. These distorted energies in the experiences of when they're presenting themselves, you entertain that, you're going to spiral. And once you start spiraling, it's going to be harder to get out of that spiral. So I really encourage you, sweet ones, ground yourselves. Stay in your peaceful hearts. And really observe what is going on. Observe what is being presented. Because right now, everything being presented is carbon-based density that is held within your vessel that needs to be released. And yes, everything you observe, if it is not of peace, joy, bliss, happiness, love, unconditional love, rather, yes, it's something within your carbon-based density that you need to release. We are conduits. And that is a real hard thing for many people to wrap their minds around. I've been saying it for months. We are conduits. Make it impersonal. That's why your perception is yours and yours alone. It is why your observation, what you observe, is something within you that has to be neutralized, zero-pointed, and released. Because we are conduits. We are the way that this planet releases her karmic energy is through us. And unless you want to find yourself spiraling into the dark that you each, whoever, all of us have left, those frequencies, you entertain them, you're going to spiral. And trying to get out of that spiral is going to be a hell of a lot harder than it was on your spiritual journey. So whether it's your lover, your past lovers, your so-called twin flames, your family, your jobs, whatever it may be, anything that is not of your original soul blueprint is being exposed. Now, whether that's coming up in your own emotions, in your meditations, in your own private dwellings within yourself, or whether it is being presented to you through somebody else on social media or out in the physical world where you live, whatever it may be. We're conduits, sweet ones. And you can either entertain it or you can be grateful for it, thank it, and move on. You have a choice in every given moment. And right now, that which is not supported by the new harmonic frequency that this starship has moved into has to go. If it is not of the holiness and the purity of the highest frequency of love, it's going to be presented. If there is any carbon-based density, and trust me, there's a lot in all of us still. You still have flesh, don't you? You still have wrinkles, you still have scars, varicose veins, and fat rolls, right? As long as, then you still have carbon-based density. That has to be released. Anything that is not matching the harmonic frequency that we have moved into will come up to be purged. It will be presented. And it is all you. Whether you want to accept it or not. You are always, in every given breath, every given moment, every given experience, experiencing your own energy. That is why it is necessary right now to master your thoughts. And the more you can stay in a space of thoughtlessness, no thought, neutrality, 0 point, the more you are going to be able to master your mastery in a more graceful, gentle, easy way. How you doing, Michelle, Mary, Terry? Who did I miss? Shannon, Rachel, Marco, Joshi. Big hugs and blessings, sweethearts. What about Nasara and Jasara? You're going to find that, sweethearts, you're going to find that Nasara and Jasara on the physical plane of manifestation is going to start occurring very rapidly. And it's already taken place in the others. It's already taken place in the higher frequencies. Disclosure is a frequency, sweet ones. And you're going to find that the more carbon-based density you release, the more you allow your frequency to rise, you're going to see more uncloaking of the ships. You're going to be able to see the ships that are cloaked by the clouds. You're going to see at night when you go out, if you have a clear sky, you're going to see what appears to be stars. You're going to start seeing the twinkling lights. You're going to start seeing that they seem closer, that you're able to identify the blue, red, green, white lights blinking on the ships. If you allow your eyes to slowly go out of focus, if you're outside, you're going to see, even in the dark, you will see ships, the outline of ships. I can't even talk, ships. But as far as Nasara and Jasara, it will be released in the beginning here of 2018. It's in the process, and it's going to come rapidly. It is coming rapidly. It's already occurred, sweet ones. Again, everything is a frequency. And Marco, at some point in time, you guys are going to have to allow all the stories, the Nephilim, all of that stuff. You guys are going to have to let it go. There's a lot of fear-based stuff. Yes, there's stuff going on in Antarctica. Yes, there's stuff going on underground. Yes, there's stuff going on what you think is in your skies. But truly, sweet ones, all this stuff has already occurred. Yes, what appears to be global warming is a global cooling. You want the answer to anything, sweetheart? Look at the contrast. You want the truth of anything? Look at the polarity. And when you focus on when something is going to happen, when is this going to occur, you're taking yourself out of the moment now. And when you keep yourself focused on right now and not worry about when something is going to occur, what this is, what that is. Hey, boys, you're going to find that you will have all the answers. You will see that the swamp has been drained. You will see that Nasara and Jasara are already here. You will see that disclosure is already happening. And Marco, you're asking about hybrids. We're all hybrid, honey. And crystallining our light bodies, we're becoming the new hybrid. We're becoming the new human. That's the whole purpose of this whole experience. We saved the human race. And that's what we're doing. We came back here from the future to save ourselves, to create ourselves. You want to know why so many star races and star galaxies are here helping us? Because, like the Pleiadians have no choice but to help us. We're the last part of their DNA that they have. They want to save their race. We're here. We're their DNA. So, the Anunnakis, we are the Anunnakis, Marco. We are the Illuminati. We are the Cabal. We're everything. We're from the future. We came back to save ourselves. They're all just aspects of us. We came back to pull in our soul fragments that through hybrid and distortion and everything else that we threw away, that we discarded, that they're all miscreations. We came back to harmonize and neutralize our own miscreation. What do you mean they can't, Marco? We are the Anunnakis. We are the Illuminati. We are the Cabal. They are just us from before when we screwed up. And until each one of us can embrace that, again, we're both light and dark. We did this all to ourselves long ago. That's why we came back from the future. To neutralize and harmonize our own miscreation so we didn't continue to destroy ourselves. Because had we not come back and zero-pointed all this and neutralized this, we would have destroyed ourselves. And there would not be a human race anymore. Of course we can be all, Marco. And when you raise your frequency, you'll come into that understanding. We are all. And every experience we have is a fragment. We came back to pull all the fragments of ourselves back into ourselves. So yes, we are all. We are all the evil. We are all the demons. We are all the dark. But we also are all the light. And, so embrace the dark, sweet ones, or what is labeled or termed or defined as dark. Because the more we can embrace that, the more we raise our own frequencies and return ourselves and the collective back to the light much more easier and gracefully and gently. As long as we sit there and continue to hate on each other and call each other out and fight and argue with each other, the more we're just destroying ourselves. There is not one human, not one being on this earth ship right now that does not want the same thing. And that same thing is peace, joy, abundance, and harmony and unity. And until we can ourselves be that peace, joy, unity, harmony, then no one can. Because we are all interconnected. We are all interconnected through the cosmic heart. And right now, forgiveness is the biggest thing we can do, sweet ones. So if you're finding yourselves up against what you coin or label or define or determine is dark or demonic, turn it to the light. Send it love. Surround it in love. Be grateful for the experience and don't emotionally react to it. Just say thank you for the experience. Thank you, Spirit, for showing me myself. Thank you for giving me the opportunity to love another aspect of myself. Because truly, until we can love everything and everyone, if you cannot see God, see the holiness, the divinity, the purity, and the sovereignty in everything and everyone, you cannot see God at all. Simple as that. You may see God in 5 or 10 people over here, but that 1,000 over there, all you see is darkness, then you're not seeing God at all. Because we all are interconnected. We all are holy, pure, divine, regardless of what the physical world is presenting. The physical world is morphing. It is transforming just as our individual bodies are. So yes, you're going to be presented with experiences. Yes, you're going to be you're going to be presented with experiences of those that have chosen not to awaken. But just as you want your family, your lovers, your friends, your spiritual groups, and everybody else to accept you, you have to be willing to accept them, regardless of the frequency they hold, regardless of whether they've chosen to awaken or not. But this planet has ascended. And those that have chosen not to awaken cannot sustain the higher frequencies. So yes, many are dying in their sleep. Yes, many are having heart problems and they are going through a physical death process. That is going to occur more and more. The light-encoded filaments that are bathing this planet, for those who have chosen not to awaken, will continue to spiral those that have chosen not to awaken. Those that have chosen not to awaken have chosen to remain on the karmic wheel of reincarnation. So yes, we need to love and honor them. It's okay if they don't believe you. It's okay if they don't resonate with you. It's okay if you don't resonate with them anymore. But still, you can still love them. You can still be grateful for them because they too have played a role for this planet and for each one of us. And, you know, until you can love the dark, you truly cannot fully embrace the light. Because the light is only born in darkness. And darkness only exists because your heart is closed off to extending and giving love. That's what your spiritual journeys have been about. Unchaining your hearts. Tearing the walls down, letting them crumble. So the light could go into your heart. So it could be ignited from your heart, from your love. So if you can't love the dark, sweet ones, you can't embrace the light. And right now, as this separation of dimensional frequencies continues, there are many that have been on your journeys that are going to spiral, that are going to fall away. And there is a lot of shock with that. And as hard as it is to embrace, we have to honor it. But we don't have to participate in it. And right now, there's an awful lot that is participating in trying to call people out that they're dark, that they're this, that they're false prophets. Truth is as fluid as the frequency you hold. Period. Because for every bit of carbon-based density that you release from your vessel, you rise and evolve yourself to a higher frequency. And when you evolve yourself to a higher frequency, deeper clarity and deeper truth comes to you. So, what is true for you right now will not be true for you tomorrow. What is true for you right now will not be true for you next week. And certainly what is true for you right now will not, in any way, shape, or form, be true for you after the lunar eclipse on the 31st. So, love whatever arises, sweet ones. Be accepting of it. And really allow yourselves to focus and be in this moment right now. And when something arises that you don't resonate or you don't like, okay, you don't have to react to it. Well, thank you for the experience. I really don't like that, but yes, it's okay. I don't like that. Thank you. I love you. I'm grateful for the experience, but I don't need it anymore. And let it go. There is no purpose to have a reaction, to respond, to entertain that which no longer serves you or no longer serves the highest good, and that is what's being presented. Everything that is arising, within or without, is just showing everybody what is no longer for their highest good, that is still part of the carbon-based density withheld in your spacesuit or your physical vessel. And love is, sweet ones, we've moved into a harmonic frequency where everything is just love. We've moved out of duality, polarity, and we've moved into contrast. You will always dance with the light, and you will always dance with contrast. But the difference between duality, polarity, frequency, dimensions, and timelines within those dimensions, and the harmonic frequency that we have moved into, the only difference is in the lower frequencies it was duality and polarity, and in the higher frequencies it's contrast. And that's a beautiful thing. So, as the falling away continues, as more charging comes into your light bodies, and you anchor in more of your light bodies, and more of your carbon-based density dissolves, if you will, things are going to increase in intensity. And how you deal with it, how you handle it, how you react or don't react to it is going to determine you mastering your mastery. And right now, 2018 is all about mastering your mastery of peace. Because peace is the only absolute truth there is. And the higher in frequency you evolve yourself to, the more carbon-based density you allow to be released, the more that deeper truth will come to you. The more you will remember of whom and what you are. And all we are is love. Everything is love. Now, how you perceive it, if you perceive it as darkness, if you perceive it as distortion, if you perceive it as demonic, again, perception is yours and yours alone. Always showing you something, because we're conduits. And right now, we're releasing all the karmic energies. And that's a beautiful thing. And the more we can do it gracefully and gently, the more you will morph the outside physical plane of existence for you individually. The more you will discover that your vessel will continue to morph. Many of you are finding you wake up with rashes. You're waking up with marks on your skin, and it's like, what happened? Did I get in a fight in my dream time? No. You're going through etheric surgeries. You're going through, your body again is being morphed. It's being transformed back to its original soul blueprint in the avatar each of you have chosen for it to look like. And that's where you'll see, sometimes you have red marks around your eyes or around your mouth or around your cheeks or on your legs, this, that, and the other. And that's because your physical vessel is being morphed and transformed back to the perfection of the avatar you have chosen for your light body. And what's Lisa saying? You receive what you set your attention on. That's absolutely, in every given breath, every given moment, we have the opportunity to transform those distorted energies, those distorted frequencies, into pure love, into pure light. That's how powerful we are, sweethearts. And you will find the more that you focus not so much on another and focus on yourself and the gifts, you're finding, sweet ones, that you can change your thoughts so much easier now, that if you entertain or a negative thought or whatever label you need to give it, a bad thought, this, that, or the other comes up, you're finding that it is much more easier to change those thoughts a lot quicker, and they don't sit there and keep bombarding you over and over and over. It's much more graceful, and it's much more quicker for you now to change those thoughts and not let those energies bother you. And that's a beautiful thing. You're also going to find, now that Venus has moved well into Western astrology, has moved into Aquarius. I don't know what Timothy Robert, if you're watching this, Timothy Robert can tell you what it is on Vedic astrology, because Vedic astrology is your true astrology, not Western astrology. He'll tell us what it is, because Venus, on the Western astrology, Venus has moved into, tonight, has moved into Aquarius. It's party time. And that's a beautiful thing, because even though this releasing and this purging that's going to be coming to the surface now that we've gone through these new moon energies, this is really going to add some grace and some love and joy to these emotional energies that are going to come up to be purged. But this is really a huge death process with this new moon and these energies coming. We've entered into the eclipse energies leading us up until the 31st, to the lunar eclipse. And even though this is going to be a lot of emotions that are coming up from these new moon energies, what it's going to do, and even if they appear to some of you very traumatic, very hurtful, very sorrowful, in grief, whatever label you need to give it, it's also a very freedom sort of energy, because it's literally going to release you from the past that you have not been able to let go of. It is going to release you from that, again, which is no longer serving you. And once that takes place, and you allow that to take place as these come up, from these new moon energies, you're going to feel a lightness that you haven't felt in a while. You're going to feel a freedom that you haven't felt for a while. And that is a very beautiful, beautiful thing. And so, as we go into this weekend and into this total lunar eclipse on the 31st, it's magical, and it's going to be magical if you allow it to be magical. And it's really a huge quantum leap of really releasing more carbon-based density. And going forward, you're going to find the abundance that is bathing this planet is going to present itself even quicker and more rapidly. And you're going to find the more you can focus within rather than on waiting for Nisara, waiting for Jasara, waiting for disclosure, you're going to find that it will appear for you on the physical plane of existence much quicker. And your freedom's here, sweet ones. It may not appear to you through your tangible proof of your mind that it's here. You may continue to see what you call chaos and turbulence in the outside physical world getting worse and worse and worse, when in all truth and in all honesty, it is just a morphing taking place. It is just a transformation, an ongoing transformation, just like it has been for your vessels. The more you release, it seems like the more comes up. The more you release, the more comes up, and it's back and forth. Well, that back and forth is done. And the more you can get through these energies and master your mastery, you're going to find coming into February, coming into the middle of February on this 15th, 16th, when we have the solar eclipse in Aquarius, according to Western astrology, you're going to find that, again, it's just more freedom, and you're going to find come March, that abundance is going to start presenting itself in many, many miraculous ways. It already is if you focus on it. If you keep your focus in the moment now rather than on the waiting and it's coming soon, or it's almost here, or it's nearly here, that's keeping you out of the moment now, and you're missing. As long as you're out of the moment now, you're missing so much that Spirit is trying to show you, trying to tell you. You're missing the messages. You're missing the synchronicities. But the more you can stay in this moment right now, sweet ones, you're going to see and hear and embrace a whole lot of magic and a whole lot of miracles. So if you're finding yourself waiting for abundance, if you're finding yourself waiting for Nisara, waiting for this, waiting for that, you're going to keep waiting, because everything is a frequency and everything happens in the moment now. And that's where you'll find it all, is in the moment right now. So allow yourselves to soar, sweet ones. Allow yourselves to really keep yourself centered in your peaceful hearts, and really allow yourselves to be grateful for every breath you take, because right now every breath you take is a miracle. Well, it always has been, but life is a miracle, sweet ones. And if you cannot keep yourself in the moment now, you're going to miss those miracles. You're going to miss that abundance. You're going to miss the disclosure, and you will continue to wait. Soon will become, for many, and it already has, soon will become your greatest vocabulary. Well, it's nearly here. Well, soon, shortly, yeah, very soon, very soon, very soon. And soon never comes, because tomorrow never comes either. And as long as you live in Tomorrowland, you're existing, you're not living. As long as you live in Tomorrowland, in the land of soon or sooner, you're going to find yourself spiraling. And that's really what these energies are showing every one of us. Tomorrowland doesn't exist, and neither does the past, sweethearts. The only moment that exists is right now. And if you can't be in the moment now, you're missing the miracles, because they only present themselves in the moment right now. And there's so much of them. So enjoy them. And dance and celebrate, because it truly is all here. And it always has been. Everything is a frequency. And if you're not liking what you're seeing and you're not liking what you're experiencing, focus and observe where you're living in Tomorrowland, or you're living in Soonerland, or you're still caught up and trapped in the past. Because the second you can observe it, you can change it. So revel in that. Embrace the miracles and the magic, sweethearts. And don't worry about what is occurring on the outside world as it morphs and it transforms. Because what you see out there right now truly is changing every breath you take. Even though to the physical eyes it may not seem it, but it is. Because we've moved into a new harmonic frequency. And anything that does not match that harmonic frequency has to be transformed, or it will disappear or be dismantled. And that's a beautiful thing. That's how powerful we are. So embrace all, sweet ones. Embrace it all. Be grateful for it all. And let's rock this earth ship. Let's warm it up. Let's light it up. Because it takes all of us to man this earth ship. It takes all of us to light it up. And that's all we can do, is join hands and do it together in unity, side by side, hand in hand. And we can't be side by side, hand in hand, when we're sitting here fighting with each other, or calling each other out, or saying each other's demons. What we need to be doing is we need to be embracing each other with love, regardless of what their choices are. Regardless if they want to play in the darkness or not. We accept that they want to play in those distorted energies, and it's okay. Because we'll still hold their hands. We'll still be there to be that pillar of light until they choose to come play with us instead. And that is true unconditional love, sweethearts. It's full acceptance. Acceptance of what is being presented and knowing. You know, I made a post a long time ago, a quote. To understand what love is, to truly understand what love is to see it for what it is and know it for what it can be. And we're here to see it for what it is, to know what it can be, and to transform it into the truth of what it really is. And that's how we do it. But we don't do it by arguing with the dark. We don't do it by calling out the dark. We don't do it by resisting it. We do it by dancing with it and loving it back to light. And yes, there's going to be many, whether it's our lovers, our friends, our co-workers, our spiritual groups, whatever it is. It's okay. Take their hand rather than reject them, rather than push them away. Take their hand and say, and let them know it's okay. If you want to dance in the darkness still for a while, I'll be the light at the end of the tunnel for you. Here's my hand. That's how we do it. We don't resist it. We don't run from it. We don't push it away. We be that pillar. We be that shoulder. We be that light. And we let them know that they are not alone. Because we've all been there. And we know what it's like to dance in those distorted frequencies. We know what it's like to be possessed by demons, because we have them all within ourselves that we've had to face and we've had to transform. We know what it's like to be trapped in the mind. So why reject it? Because we had many on our spiritual journeys that even when we were still dancing in those darknesses and distorted energies, they didn't reject us. They held our hands through it. And now it's our turn to do the same thing, sweet ones. So, if you're running across distorted energies, lower vibrational energies, don't push them away. Don't reject them. Don't abandon them. And certainly don't deny them. Take their hand and say, it's okay. I'll hold you through the darkness. I'll be that light for you. I'll be that love that you're not able to give yourself right now. Because we, each one of us, sweet ones, were in that same space and those same frequencies at one time or another as well. And when we had to reach out, or even when we didn't reach out, we still had somebody there for us. And that's what we're here to do now. We're here to be that for everybody that cannot be it for themselves. So let us do this together, hand in hand, and let our light wrap itself around the darkness, the distorted energies, and let us dance together, hand in hand, side by side. Have a great night, sweet ones. I love you. Big, big, big hugs and blessings. So reach out to those that seem to be spiraling, or to those that are in those distorted frequencies, or those that are confused. And let us each be the pillars of light that we are, the masters that we are, the guiding light to return them to find their way home. We're here to lead the way. Let us do it together. Have a great night, sweet ones. I love you. Big, big hugs and blessings. Bye-bye now.